Hey guys, well it is Monday and that means it's question of the week time, and I was really excited about this week's question because we not only, as always, I feel like I always get some great participation on the question. If this is the first question of the week video of mine that you're watching, it's available on my blog. I'll have a link to it over in the description box, and it's basically something I do there because it totals up all the numbers for me and it can just be more accurate. And this week's question was, what's the #1 quality you look for in a mascara? And it was actually really close between the top two, or actually three, but the number one choice, I guess, was false lash effect. That was 32% of voters chose that. 29% chose thickening. 24% chose lengthening, and 13% chose the natural and defined type of mascara. So I thought this would lend itself, since I haven't really done a mascara video in actually a pretty long time, so I thought this would be just a fun way to recommend a few different mascaras depending on what category you're in, what sort of thing you're looking for there. So I'll go ahead and start with the false lash effect, since that's what the most people desire in their mascara. And by the way, everything I'm going to recommend is going to be drugstore, so that's awesome. But for false lash effect, I have to go with the L'Oreal Hip High Intensity Pigments Mascara. And that line, if you're not familiar with it, that's in your local drugstore. That's the line that sells all the really kind of colorful eyeshadows and things like that. And the Hip brand does give you one mascara option, and I use it in Ultimate Black, and it's just this little tube like this. It's actually the exact same tube, only a different color, as the L'Oreal Lash Architect, which I hate. But anyways, it's definitely not the same formula as that. The brush is sort of, it looks like kind of your average brush, but I believe it's kind of like a little bit skinnier in the middle and a little bit bigger on each of the ends, and it just does everything you could want your mascara to do. It lengthens, it thickens, it is the most comparable to false eyelashes that I have used, and this is the type of mascara that I go back and buy again and again because I love it so much. So I had to choose that one as my pick for a mascara that gives you the false lash effect. And by the way, when I say these are from drugstores, that also translates to these all being probably somewhere in the ballpark of $7 or $8, maybe less, depending on what kind of special deal you get on one of them. So, just so you know. Next was thickening, and this was kind of a close one with, the idea of the false lash effect, but I figured that after using this quite a bit, I'm kind of realizing that it's maybe a little better at thickening than lengthening. So, my choice for thickening is the Almay One Coat Nourishing Mascara Triple Effect, and it actually claims to thicken, lengthen, and curl. So, but what I think its forte, sorry, I have like a little itch under my eye. What it's best at, I think, is the thickening aspect. And let me show you the brush here. The brush has two kind of, trying to get it so you can sort of see. It has two different sets of bristles really in the same brush. One end the bristles are longer, and then on the bottom here you can see that they're very much shorter. And that shorter side, the way you're supposed to use this is actually use the longer bristles first to lengthen your lashes, and then go over it with the thickening side, the short bristles, to thicken them up. And I just find that it really is good at thickening. The formula on this, if you don't like mascaras that have that sort of watery feel to them, almost like it's just a little bit too liquidy or whatever, you might like this, because the formula I'm finding is a little bit drier, a little more creamy maybe, and that might be why I feel like that contributes to the fact that it thickens so well. It doesn't clump the lashes together. It's just a really good brush to use. I like that it has kind of two purposes in one. If you're the type of person that does like to, use one mascara for one purpose on your eyelashes and then maybe use another one for lengthening afterwards, this is nice because it can do it all in one tube. So that is the Almay One Coat Nourishing Mascara Triple Effects, and it does have some good for your lashes ingredients there that can help kind of condition your eyelashes and make them a little bit healthier. So that's a added bonus there with that one. The next quality that you guys desire in a mascara is lengthening. And I'm going to actually recommend one that I've tried. It's actually fairly recently that I tried it, but I do believe that it is one of the best lengthening mascaras, and it's been on the market for quite some time. And it is L'Oreal's Lash Out Mascara. Depending on whether you get curved brush or waterproof or whatever, the tube may look a little different. Mine has this little like red band on it. It's kind of long. It's really long actually, and gold. And I like the curved brush in this just because, I don't know, I feel like it just, I'm not sure why I like it, honestly. It just really seems to get to every lash when I use it, but, oh, it's like a unibrow. But, basically this is like a kind of your traditional mascara brush. Nothing I've showed you so far is a rubber brush mascara, and this one is not either. It's got kind of, the brush sort of reminds me of Voluminous, only it's a little more like the bristles are spiraled around the brush rather than sort of just poking out. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I do like this. I like how dark and black it is, and I like that it just really does lengthen well. It can handle more than one coat and not get weird on you. So L'Oreal Lash Out I think would be a good pick if you are looking for strictly lengthening. Volumizing, I'm not going to say this is like a multitasker here because I don't think that this provides amazing volume, but it does do amazing length. So that's why I'm saying that. Then the last thing, the last kind, is for natural and defined lashes. And for this one, I honestly think this is one that could kind of go both ways. I think it is pretty volumizing, but yet it is also defining. And you may wonder, you know, it takes kind of a pretty special mascara to not only really define the lashes but also make them a little bit thicker. That's a very hard combination to get. You know, sometimes you can get lengthening and thickening. Sometimes, you know, you got that false lash effect, that all-around mascara, but it's kind of rare to get something that's the natural and defined look but does give you a little bit of thickening as well. So this is a pretty special mascara, and it is the CoverGirl Volume Exact. People ask me if I like Lash Blast, and I will tell them that I like this better. This is a rubber brush mascara, so if you're talking CoverGirl, they've got the CoverGirl Lash Exact, that's in the purple tube. They've got the Volume Exact here in this kind of deep red tube, and then they've got Lash Blast in that big orange tube. And I find that this is just easier to use. The brush is smaller than the Lash Blast brush is, but it is just easier. See how narrow it gets there towards the tip? That makes it, I find it pretty easy to get right in there to these tiny lashes and really make each one of those little lashes stand out. Like, you can get right in to the very corner of your eye and work with those eyelashes with this brush. It makes you look like you've got a lot more lashes, and yet it slightly thickens each one, and it's just amazing. I really like this a lot better than Lash Blast because I felt like Lash Blast was a very liquidy product that would kind of not necessarily, like, it was trying to describe this exactly the way I'm thinking about it in my mind. I felt like it would sometimes pull my lashes together in little bunches, clumping. This separates and thickens and lengthens, so it's kind of like one of those all-around mascaras, but I had to definitely put it in the category of natural and defined because it is able to separate them, and that's something that a lot of mascaras can't do very well, and still you come away thinking, okay, my lashes look pretty, you know, they look like I've done something to them. So Volume Exact is my pick there. I'm just going to run through them all real quick for you just to recap what I put in each category. For the false lash effect, those really big lashes, if that's what you're after, I recommend L'Oreal Hip Mascara. If you're after thickening, really nice thick lashes, I recommend Almay One Coat Nourishing Mascara, Triple Effect. If you want length, I would recommend L'Oreal Lash Out Mascara. And if you want defined and natural lashes, yet lashes that you still give you a visible effect of improvement on your eyes, Volume Exact is really great. Just a good one for everybody to have in their makeup bag, in my opinion. So thanks so much, everyone, for watching, and be sure to check in with my blog and answer this week's question of the week. Bye-bye.